Okay, we're live. I'm probably just I'm. Um, third cup needed that. I just wanted to get on today to talk about FAANG companies and specifically a little bit about my experience working at two FAANG companies. And so, especially right now, and in a lot of the rooms and spaces that I'm in, helping candidates in the different ways that they need assistance to get to the next step in their job seeking process, oftentimes you hear the same thing. I'm only going to work at a FAANG company. I'm only going to work at the big four, big five. I don't even know how many there are. There's a lot of big ones. I'm only going to work. I'm only going to do, like, you put yourself in this box. And that's exactly what I did 4 years ago. Was that 4 years ago? Something like that. When I finally got my degree and finished and got that piece of paper that said that I could learn and I can learn really well. So I got my ticket to the club and, I put my application into a lot of places. And so one of those FAANG companies that I thought like so highly of it, and all the times that I hear about FAANG companies, I hear about the Apples and the Amazons of the world. And I hear about, hey, what's up, Daniel? You hear about all these large companies. You wonder, what's happening inside these companies. Why are they building these huge ecosystems? Why is it that everybody wants to work there? Are these things that people say, are they true about these companies? So on and so forth. Well, I wondered all that. And having living here in Seattle, I have a couple of those companies in my backyard, notably Microsoft and Amazon. And so, it's almost like a measuring stick, right? So for me, as a person that just got my degree, I kind of wanted to see what the measuring stick, how much I learned or how well my profile would do, so to speak. And so, put together my package and send it to Microsoft like 40 times. Nothing. Didn't hear a peep. Sent it to Amazon like 20 times. Nothing. Didn't hear a peep. So apparently just getting your degree wasn't enough. Even with the experience I had to end up basically, in order to get to close to the job I wanted with Amazon, which is what a lot of you, I'm sure, would have to do, or something along those lines. I had to end up creating a whole t-shirt company. I had to teach myself Facebook ads. Maybe I didn't have to do these things. That's another story. But I did. Taught myself how to utilize Google Analytics. Taught myself how to create a strategy around marketing and advertising. And then I created this t-shirt company, made it semi-successful, and then basically gave that project to Amazon. I was like, hey, can I have a job? Because I can help you with this. And then I got a job at one of those FAANG companies, Amazon. And I'm going to try not to be too long with this because it's really not the longest story here. What's up, Michael? From the Purple State, which again, North Carolina, no, it's not. I don't know why I thought it was Georgia. Anyway, where was I? Yes. So anyway, so then I get into Amazon, and this is where it, for a lot of people that have questions or kind of wondering, you're on the outside looking in, and you say, and these words come out of your mouth, I'll only work at a FAANG company. I'll only work for a big four company. I just want you to know, it's just a company. And then it's a company made up of people. Adam, what we're talking about is experience with FAANG companies, and this notion that a lot of people will say, or in recruitment especially, I hear this all the time from candidates that will say they'll only want to work with this company. They only want to work at Amazon, only want to work at Apple, only want to work at Microsoft. And they put themselves in this silo, in this box where, everything they're doing is to this one outcome, instead of kind of, opening up their search and allowing them to see the amazing companies that are out there. And so if nothing else, I'm just trying to give you a story, or anybody a story, which is sincere to say it's just mine and not everybody's experience. But, you know, FAANG companies are just, again, companies that are made up of people. And you're probably going to deal with the same things at those companies that you do at the other ones. It's probably going to be exactly the same. And so working at Amazon or Apple or Microsoft or Blue Alphabet or whatever, Google, that's not FAANG. Yeah, it is. Or whatever. You know, a lot of it, I think, at least from my own experience, for me, it was more of a curiosity. I didn't know what was behind the curtain. I didn't know what was behind the wall. Exactly, Michael. That is exactly right. So I wanted to know what was behind the curtain, what was behind the wall. And that was it. It was just a curiosity. Why is it that everybody wants to work here? Like, is there information they give you that other companies don't know? How could that be? What is it? Like, why does everybody want to work at these companies? I did not get it, and I wanted to know. Because I thought, as Michael has pointed out, that people just want to work for good bosses, for good teams, and at good companies. So are all other companies not good? Granted, of course, I obviously didn't have the best idea at these times, so I was wondering. So I figured it out. I got to Amazon, made my way, worked there. You know what? You know what I thought? I'm going to be honest. I thought everybody was a genius. I'm not kidding you, y'all. I thought when I got into Amazon, I was going to be the dumbest person in the room. A lot of times that is the case, no matter which room I'm in. Neither here nor there anyways. One sec. But what I found out was that everybody at Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Google, are all just putting one foot in front of themselves, just like you, trying to figure things out. And you know what? You know what's also true? This is crazy. And this is not to say anything bad about those companies, but they recruit just like every other company. They're flawed. So to Michael's point, not every, manager at Amazon or Microsoft or Apple or these huge companies are like, top managers, have like all the knowledge that can get you to this next place in your life and will be like the greatest mentor and come from. This is what I thought. I thought that at all these companies, every single person that worked there had ridiculously high achievements. And that there was something that they had that I did not, and I needed a piece of that. So I feel like those companies do a really good job to make you believe that you need to be part of this group. And if you're not, you get that FOMO, fear of missing out. I had that fear of missing out. Like, what am I missing out on? That was it. It was FOMO. I'll prefer a company that is invested and interested in training people, not a company that just throws people in the fire. Yes, that's well said. Oh my God. I'm not gonna mispronounce your name, which is a lovely name, by the way. So I'm not gonna try, but that is so right. I want to try so bad. Ebieri. Tell me if I'm wrong. Please do, because I stink. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. But what you said is so on point. Oftentimes at these companies, and this is coming from my own experience as well as me talking to other people, and I know a ton of other people that work at these companies, oftentimes that's exactly what it is. So just something about Amazon specifically, and it works for some people, but for others it doesn't always. Just say AB. You know what? I'm saddened by the fact that that's where you're at this point. I'm sure that so many people like me have completely just messed up your name that you're like, yo, just call me AB, please. Like, I've had enough. On another level, if it makes you feel any better, I get called Logan. My first name is Kevin. My last name is Logan. I get called Logan by my first name so much. probably doesn't help at all. I'm just going to keep it moving. Thanks, AB. So anyways, like in Amazon or like a lot of these big companies, actually, I'll speak about Amazon specifically. Amazon specifically is very decentralized. Not much about what they do is centralized. So like human resources, departments of which you would think would have some like macro ability to have sway over, how do I say this? Okay, I'll say it this way. Basically, every team at Amazon is like a startup. It's like your own team. And you kind of manage yourself and kind of do your own thing on your own. Kind of like self-govern is basically how it works. So to your point, AB, about throwing people in the fire, when I got into Amazon, and this is to say nothing about the people that are there, but when I got into Amazon, there was no training guide. There was no process to get me trained up as a recruiting coordinator. Excuse me. My first job, there was a recruitment marketer. There was no guide to get me trained up as a recruitment marketer. It was, hey, this is what we do. Now go do it, in terms of just throwing people in the fire. And so when I talk to a lot of folks that work at some of these companies, 3 in particular, won't say, that sounds to be the case, of which when you come in, they just expect that you have a skill set, and oftentimes they don't have processes in place because they're expecting that you take ownership of that and then you create that. So I think the biggest point is a lot of how you think it's going to work and maybe the story you've told yourself because of what people have said about how much they want to work at these places does not align. And so again, just hearing it so much from a lot of folks that say that they will only work at these places, while there are a lot of amazing reasons to, in fact, work at them, the FAANG companies that being, there are also a lot of